Hi everyone, I'm Ray and welcome to my kitchen. And today we are making a delicious asparagus tomato salad. But before we do that, I want to make this creamy Dijon mustard dressing that's going to go on top of this beautiful salad. And I want to make it first and kind of get it out of the way so that the flavors have a chance to combine together before we pour it on the salad. So we are going to start with half a cup of cashew butter. And I made the cashew butter myself this morning in my food processor. It literally is cashews and sea salt. That's it. You could buy cashew butter at the store, but please, if you do, read the ingredients because you want to make sure you're buying a cashew butter that literally is just cashews and salt. If there are other ingredients such as other oils or any natural flavors or added anything, stay away from it because you don't need that stuff in your diet. This is pure and wholesome cashew only butter. And it's super easy to make yourself. In fact, I guess I'll do a video on that at some point. But literally, it's 2 cups of cashews, and you pour boiling water over it, you let it sit for 10 minutes, and then you put it in your food processor. Mine went for about 5 minutes to get the creamy consistency that I like. You could do it less if you like it more crunchy, or more if you want it more creamy. I find 5 minutes is enough. So that's what is in here. Now, next we are going to just layer in these ingredients and blend it together, and we're going to be good to go. We are using the Vitamix mixer, which is one of my favorite kitchen tools today. Now, for the liquid, we're adding a half a cup of water. We're adding a half a cup of vegetable broth. And it's, of course, organic vegetable broth. And then we are adding 1 tablespoon of white vinegar. So that will go in next. Okay. And then next, for moisture still, we are adding 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. And I put a little bit of the peel in just because I like the peel, gives it just an extra little punch. And then we've got the seasonings. So we've got 2 tablespoons of minced onion. So it's dried minced onion. And then we've got half a teaspoon of onion powder and half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And don't worry about all these ingredients. I will give you the full recipe and all the instructions. So I want to get those in next. Now we've got our tablespoon of Dijon mustard next. We've got a tablespoon of tamari. Now tamari, you could use a coconut amino, you could use a Bragg's amino, whichever you prefer. And then this is a tablespoon of date syrup. And I've used this, I think, in a couple other recipes. If not, they should be airing soon, and you'll see the date syrup, but let me show it to you. This is an organic date syrup that I buy from a company called Just Date. And I really like this brand. There's also another woman who does date syrup and date paste, which is delicious, and she's called the Date Lady. So, and I wanted to just show you, this is my coconut amino. I get this at Trader Joe's. It's organic. And so if you decided that you didn't want to use tamari, you could use this instead. And it's like it has a bit of a soy sauce consistency. And that's it. So let's blend this dressing up and then we'll put the salad together. As always, we're going to start on a low speed and then we'll crank it up. Here we go. Okay, that's it. Oh yeah. Smells good. So I'm just going to pour it in this little jar that I have here. That's the dressing, folks. Super duper easy. Now I'm going to get every last little bit of goodness here. So, you know, we get a little protein in this too from the cashews, which is really great. Most salad dressings cannot say they will offer you protein. So I like that. Okay. Now, I'm going to go off camera here and clean up my mess. I'm going to leave this sitting here for a moment, and we'll be back to plate the salad. Don't go away. Welcome back, everyone. Okay, let's plate this delicious salad. So we're gonna start with some tomatoes. Now, these tomatoes happen to be homegrown from my garden. Now we're gonna add some asparagus and some tomatoes and some red onions all together. So good. So I'm just gonna kind of take a handful. Now, I wanna tell you, I previously steamed the asparagus on the stove, and then I cut it in 2-inch pieces, and so that's what we're putting in the salad today. And then we've got 3 homegrown tomatoes going on here. Obviously, they don't have to be homegrown or farmer's market tomatoes, but if you can, even better, because they just taste so much better than store-bought tomatoes. You know, store-bought tomatoes are usually picked green, and so these are ripened on the vine, which is beautiful. And I think that's enough. Now let's talk about the asparagus, because I'm going to add a little bit more here now. And asparagus is super good for your body. So it's got a lot of vitamin K in it. It's got vitamin C. It's got folate. It's got potassium. And of course, all vegetables have fiber. So this stuff is good for your heart. It's good for your bones. It's good for your skin. It's good for your gut because of the fiber. Great for your immune system. And it's loaded with antioxidants. So what is not to love about all of that, right? Now, I'm just making an individual salad here, but I'll give you the recipe so you have all the ingredients for everything. The recipe actually serves more than one person, but I'm here by myself today, and so I am just gonna make service for one, and the rest of it I'm just gonna keep in the refrigerator because I like to make it sort of fresh every time. Now everything is prepared, so all I have to do is put it together, but I find when I combine all the ingredients together and then eat it the next day, it just tastes different, and so I like to make it fresh every time I eat it. And isn't this so beautiful on the plate? I mean, absolutely delicious looking, right? So I'm gonna grab a little salt and pepper to put over top, and then we'll pour our salad dressing. So I've got the salt and pepper here, and I'm just gonna do a little tiny sprinkle of salt on top. I really like salt on tomatoes. My grandfather used to eat salt on his tomatoes, and I guess that's where I got hooked. So there we go. We've got some salt, we've got some pepper, and now we're gonna put our creamy Dijon right over top. Now, this dressing is not just good for this salad, but it is especially good on this salad. You can put this dressing on any salad. It is so good. And we've had just a little bit of time for the flavors to combine. So by putting this in the refrigerator, it'll get even more combined. And I'm just using it sparingly, and I'm just putting a little tiny bit over top, just enough for just a little added burst of flavor. And I want to get a little on every tomato. Okay. And that is our salad. Let's have a taste. So I'm going to cut it, the tomatoes, so that I get a little taste of everything in each bite. So I'm going to have asparagus and onion and tomato in the bite. And the dressing. Wow. That is so fresh and so delicious. And you saw how easy it came together. Now again, I had a little meal prep. I cheated a little because I had already steamed the asparagus. But literally, you saw how quick it went together. And the asparagus, you know, washing it and cutting it and steaming it took all of 5 minutes. So that's how fast this comes together. It is well worth it. Wow, this is so delicious. Bon appetit, everyone. I hope you're going to try it.